1,
2,
3,
4.
Monster movie.
Fun time, go! Monster movie.
Fun time, go. Monster
Movie.
Fun time.
Go!
Monster movie. Fun time, go.
With Precious D and Honeybee.
Fun time, go!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. 31 Days of Horror. Oops, all werewolves. This is day number 24. With me is my usual co-host, Honeybee. Say hello to the folks, Honeybee.
Hello to the folks, Honeybee. Good to see you, question mark, hear you, no, nothing. Good to talk to you guys today.
Yes. We're talking to them, they're not talking to us.
Good to be here with all of you in whatever device you are listening to, wherever you are listening to. If you're on your way to work, if you're just sitting at home folding laundry, whatever you're doing, we're happy to be here with you.
Honeybee, today we are talking about Blood Moon, the other Blood Moon. Blood Moon from 2021. It is a movie, but it is also technically part of a TV series. Hulu has a series of movies called Into the Dark that are meant to be based around certain holidays, but this one is just based around spring full moon. So that doesn't really... I think they were really stretching the premise of the show.
It's kind of Halloween-y in a sense.
And I
that
don't
it's,
know...
You know.
Well, I mean, they're all horror movies, but we watched one last year that was a Thanksgiving-based one.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So
which was
most of them
also
are
really
not-
good.
Yeah, most of them are not set around Halloween. And because they're trying to fill up a whole year's worth of stuff, they end up kind of shoehorning in some holidays that aren't really holidays. Because there's a full moon every freaking month. But that's not important. That's nothing to do with the actual work itself. Let's see. The director was Emma Tammy, and it was written by Adam Mason and Simon Boyes. I don't have a budget. There won't be a box office because it's straight to Hulu thing. This is a Blumhouse television production. They do the Into the Dark thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it is an hour and 22 minutes and in color. Our cast is Megalyn
Oh,
Ikekunwoke,
what a name.
Jonas. Yeah, it's a real Scrabble name there.
Damn. Get it, Megalyn.
Jonas Kibraeb as Luna. Joshua Dove. It's just D-O-V, so I guess that's Dove. As Sam. Marco Rodriguez as Miguel. Gareth Williams as Barlow Towns. Jack Yang as Joseph. Brian R. Norris as Deputy Hammond. Jan Monroe as Dr. Rainier. Patrick Day as Julian. Danielle Juliet Ma as Nurse. And Zachary Michael Cruz as Party Kid. He's a kid at a birthday party, not a party kid. Woo! So this is, well, it's kind of a quiet slice of life little werewolf movie. It is, in a way, a type 1, but it's the kind where somebody's born a werewolf.
Mm.
And we're basically just seeing this, well, let's back up a little. There's a single mother and her son who move into a small town, buy a house on the edge of town.
With a basement.
Yes. Basically, her son's a werewolf and she needs a basement that she can build a cage in and lock him up for one night a month. This is the kind of werewolf that only turns on the actual total full moon and not for the 3-day full moon period. But she doesn't want him going to school or doing anything fun at all. So she fell in love with some dude.
Some fine ass dude, like
Some
"Hoo-wee."
bartender.
He is
I thought,
fine.
I thought he was a little funny looking, but
What? Oh my god. He was gorgeous. Also, I kind of thought the actress, like the main actress, was kind of like if Rosario Dawson and Zoe Saldana kind of like mixed together and like was one person, that it would be this actress. They kind of like, she kind of has features of both of them and sort of like is like the same kind of badass, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
so I was like, oh, damn. Okay, queen, get it. But yeah, the guy she falls in love with, I was like, oh, wow. Like, heart stopping pretty. He was gorgeous.
Okay. Everybody in town is certainly taken with her. Every guy she meets is like, hey, if you need a guide.
Or a husband. Or to change that flat tire. Or, or money. Or anything. Let me know. Anything at all.
Okay. Her full name is Ubenem Megalyn Ann Ekunwok. Judas Priest. Her father is Nigerian and her mother is of English and Scots-Irish descent.
Nice.
And her last name means leader of men.
Oh, spicy.
She is the granddaughter of a Nigerian tribal leader of the Igbo, which technically makes her African royalty.
Oh, damn.
She
See?
was on
yes,
the
queen.
first season of 20.
We are
she was
not
on the
worthy.
First season of 24, and on that 70s show, and on the 4400. I don't remember her.
She was great.
24. Yeah, she did a good job. She's was very appealing and interesting and all that stuff. Definitely would be interested in seeing her in other stuff. The kid did a good job too.
Yeah, he did. Also, my dog's name is Luna, so you can imagine how confused she was while I was watching this movie. Like, because there's
really?
a lot of like, yeah, because, you know, like through the whole movie, she is screaming, Luna! Luna! Like, my dog was so concerned. Yeah, and then finally, eventually, she would just like put her ears back. Like, she was so annoyed. Like, okay, what the hell is going on here? Like, come on. So funny.
Right. So, she gets a job working at a restaurant and buys a bunch of supplies. Yes, a bar. And she buys a bunch of hardware supplies that she can't pay for and gets the guy to take payment in installments and is doing okay, but then the kid goes out to the birthday party he gets invited to when he wasn't supposed to.
Because he never gets to do anything ever.
Right. So he takes a risk.
He finally gets to.
And of course he stays out too late. She doesn't realize he's out until it's too late. So he almost, but not quite, changes in front of everybody. But then as he's flipping out in the back seat, he causes a car wreck. And
Kills a bunch of
pigs. How do they end up? Yeah, she has to keep stealing cows and killing them.
She's such a good mom, y'all.
To feed him. How did they end up at the jail?
Okay, so basically her boss goes to give her pay and take her flowers and ask her out for dinner. And her and the kid are taking a nap before the full moon because they're going to have like a long night. And the guy comes over to give her pay and shit, and the kid wakes up and he lets him in. And since he had just like gone and slaughtered a bunch of livestock, she can't go and kill livestock at the moment, so she brings him a bunch of like nasty old meat. And he's like, but it's not fresh enough and it smells weird. And so when the guy comes over, he's like, oh man, is your sewage backed up? No worries, let me just play stepdad real quick and I'll fix it. And then he goes down into the basement, finds the cage with all the like animal meat everywhere, and she just kills him right then, accidentally, but not accidentally. She doesn't realize it's him. She's just like, who's this person in the house? Yeah. And then go ahead.
The funny thing is that it's not the kid in his wolf form that ends up killing the guy. She does it.
Yeah.
As you say, by accident, but maybe she's the dangerous one.
Accidentally on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't
So,
realize
the
she's
police-
just trying to protect her baby, her wolf cub.
Yeah, and the police come looking for when the guy turns up missing, he had said he was coming over there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she had already had a kind of a run-in with the police earlier. She pissed off the deputy, and then later he pulls her over and is a real jerk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they already have bad attitude towards her, and they come in the house to look around. I don't think they have a warrant, but they just come in looking.
They don't.
And when
they
they
don't
see,
have a warrant.
now these poor, I mean, they're kind of jerks, but
Yeah.
when they see the boy in the cage,
With a dead body.
yeah, they immediately, they think they're very much doing the right thing.
Of course. Yeah.
They're just like, oh shit, get that boy out of there right now. So I felt bad for them in that they've been kind of jerks, but they're doing their job right now, and they see that what looks like a really bad situation. So they immediately, react and jump into action, and can't blame them.
I did not feel
for
bad
that.
for them, but yeah, totally. They are doing.
Well, I mean,
what
just
they think
imagine,
is right.
yeah, they were assholes before, but just put yourself in their position for a minute when they imagine finding that and
Yeah, I still feel
thinking
bad.
that she's been abusing this boy when that's the opposite of what's happening. But still, So of course they arrest her and take them in, and then the boy changes. This movie is. We complained about this in other movies, but it works in this one. They spent no money on special effects in this movie, except for like a rubber arm or something. Because we don't actually see him transform at any point.
Mm-hmm.
And when he does transform, he's what we've been calling a type 1 werewolf, where you're just a wolf. They just got, a wolf-looking dog, probably not even really a wolf. Very pretty white dog, but when we see
So
him, he's got
pretty.
blood all over. He's got blood all over him.
So pretty, so pretty.
So there's a lot of screaming and,
Well, she tells the police,
wolf-
she's like, please put him in a cell, lock it. He's about to kill everybody. And the police are like, you're a fucking nut job, lady. Ever since you came to our town, you've just been nothing but trouble. I knew there was something off about you, you piece of shit. And she's like, no, you've got to listen to me. He's going to kill all of us.
He's not wrong. She did bring trouble to town. There was something suspicious about her.
More than one thing suspicious about her.
And when they are able to look up somehow find out who she really is,
Because
and they're
they
like, you're wanted for
fingerprinted her.
murder in 6 different states. Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
it must be
they
you're
fingerprint
right.
her. Mhm.
Fingerprints. Yeah, they find out that she's wanted in like 6 states.
Yeah,
So
because
it's
everywhere she goes, bodies follow her because she's feeding her little baby werewolf cub.
Yeah, so we don't get a lot of detail on that about has he killed other people.
Yes,
or what has
he
happened
absolutely
exactly,
has.
But
That's
it
why
seems
they
like
have
he must
to leave
have, yeah.
town. Yeah, every
Right.
time something happens, they have to leave town. But it's something that's really cool about this movie too, is how we get the story, like how we get the background story like that, is in these moments of flashbacks where she's like remembering something. So it'll be like, you know, her doing something, and then she'll have a flashback of like her fine ass husband and her having a conversation about whatever, and then we get a little bit more backstory, and then something else happens, we get a little more backstory, and it does that throughout the movie. It's so well done. It's so good. This movie is so good, especially because
I don't remember.
What?
I was gonna say I don't remember what happened to the husband though.
So he tried
The
to
father.
he turned and tried to attack her, and she killed him.
Oh, right. Wonder if that's the murder she's wanted for.
Well, she's wanted for 7.
Oh yeah. That would be the first one though. That would be the first one.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he turned back into human form. So from the outside, it looks like she just killed him and ran away.
Yeah, took the baby
So-
and ran.
And he looked, naked and unarmed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a good look.
Yeah.
So I was sympathetic to her as I was watching the movie, but as I'm sitting here talking about it, she and her husband both terribly irresponsible. It's unclear how many people did he kill in his life, and why did he allow, this pregnancy to happen when he knew what the consequences were going to be.
Yeah, there is a scene where she's like, I'm pregnant and I want to keep it. And he's like, there's just things that you don't understand about me. And like, obviously it's that he's a fucking werewolf. And,
Yeah.
And, so yeah, I mean, it's just, it's really good. It's good because does it make sense logically? Like, no, but it's really more about the emotions of like her being pregnant, them being in love, and then her kind of going through this life trying to protect her baby and trying to, have both, where they like try to have a normal life, try to make a normal life for him, also missing her husband that she killed, and like just trying to accept the fact that she has a werewolf as a kid and that she has to protect the world from him too. And every time that she fails, they have to pack up and move towns. And so it's just, there's so much going on, and it's so simple but so intricate, and it's so good. I think that they did such a great job. I think the writing, was amazing, because it just felt very like relatable and like emotional. I don't know. Yeah. Relatable if that was actually happening, like if there was some, if you were pregnant with a werewolf's baby and you had a baby werewolf, I feel like this is, how it would, I don't know. She's such a good mom, and she, like, in the sense of like how she's trying to take care of her kid and how she's trying to give him, the most normal life as possible, but also that's impossible because he's a fucking werewolf. Yeah. And then this like ending scene where, he's killed everybody in the jail, and she is kind of cornered, and she has the gun that she got off of like a dead body somewhere. And she's like pointing the gun to him, and she's just crying, and she's like, please don't make me do this. Like, don't make me fucking kill you. And it's just such an emotional scene because it is her baby, and she's done so much to like keep him safe and to take care of him. And it's the same thing she had to do with her husband. And then he just walks up to her, and she just like, pets him. And oh God, it was so good. It was so good. Oh man, that scene, I was feeling it. I was feeling it so hardcore. I teared up a bit.
Right. But as you're describing it though, and as I'm thinking about it, she's kind of terrible. She obviously, so she cares more about her child than she does about the greater good.
The greater good.
About the rest of society. But she also cares more about herself than she does about her child or her husband. Because she won't kill him to protect everybody else, but she was willing to kill him if she had to protect herself. So I think she's motivated purely by instinct. Yeah. The instinct to preserve her child, survival, but also the overriding instinct to survive herself. Mm-hmm. And that's not good for society as a whole, because she's killed or been responsible for the deaths of how many people? 7 before the movie started. And then the guy in her house, and then at least 2 people at the sheriff's department. But were
definitely
there
more? Oh yeah, way more.
At least the sheriff and his deputy, but I think there were other people there.
There were a lot of other people there. We see like their dead bodies. Like she gets the gun off of like a lady cop, who we've never even seen before. We just see her dead.
And then the hardware guy just helps her get away because I don't know, because she's pretty. I'm not sure.
Because she like kept her word, and she's a good person. Yeah. Like he can see that. Like
except she's not.
Well, that's your opinion.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are dead.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it seems like it's not really going to get any better.
Well, now that she knows that he can control it a little bit better, like he's not, like he didn't attack her. I think that's like part of it getting better is that she, he's not like mindless. He's not like a mindless
Well,
animal.
but his father wasn't able to control it apparently, unless she
Yeah.
just panicked.
Which
Unless
she
maybe
did
he
say.
wasn't going to kill her and she panicked.
Which the kid does ask. He's like, "How do you know that
That's
he was
true.
going to hurt you?" And she's like, "I didn't." She's like, "I didn't know
Yeah.
he wasn't good." She's like, "But if he killed me, then there would be no one to protect you. Like there would be no one to raise you or whatever."
I'm not complaining. I think it's a good movie. But that's part of what makes it good, that it's not just clearly a good guy or clearly a bad guy, but this woman just trying to figure it out, in a bad position and maybe not doing the best job of dealing with it. That's
but
more
doing
interesting
the
than everything
best
going
that she can.
going smoothly.
Yeah. Totally. That's why it's so relatable, because like she's like doing the best she can and the best she knows how to. And maybe that's not like always right, or maybe it's not always good, but she's like motivated by her like instincts, like you said, like her motherly instincts, her instincts to survive, her instinct to run, her instinct to fight when it's necessary. She is purely running in survival mode constantly, and there's just something so relatable about that.
Yeah. So I was, after I thought about it, I was surprised that for a movie with basically no special effects, really low budget, it was much better than some of the others we've seen that have those same qualities.
Yes, I said this in yesterday's episode. If you haven't listened to that, go listen to it. But when I realized that we had watched different movies, and you're like, "Did yours have a mother and a kid?" And I was like, "No." As soon as you said that, I was like, "Oh man!" I just knew that my movie was like, I couldn't wait to talk about it, because I was like, I know that my movie is gonna be so cool, because it was like really funny and like really actiony, and I was like, hey, yeah. And then like I watched this movie and I was like, oh my god, this movie is so fucking good, you guys. Like, wow, it's so good. It's just so good in so many ways, and especially for a werewolf movie, because the werewolf isn't like, this wolf man or like running around. It's a kid. It's a 10-year-old kid, and there's just something so different about that, just something. So this movie is it's just so good. It's so good. I loved it so much. I'm so glad that we got to watch it, and you got to watch it. It's on Hulu. Fucking watch it. So good.
I'm seeing a lot of really bad reviews for it on Internet Movie Database, but I don't agree. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I don't agree either. Fight me in the street if you think this was a bad movie.
So yeah, they found it boring, but I don't think it was boring. It was quiet and slow, but slow in a slow burn way, not a just.
Yeah.
I wasn't bored. I didn't find it boring.
Yeah, for sure. At all. Me neither.
But I could see how, like, if I'm going to watch a werewolf movie now, and then I could see if you were looking for one thing and you got this instead, being disappointed. But that's not how you watch movies. You got to take a look at what the movie is, what it's trying to do, and is it succeeding at what it's trying to do, not is it meeting your preconceived notions of what you wanted it to be, but did it succeed at what it was trying to do? And I think this movie does. I think
Me too.
Completely succeeded at what it was trying to do. So it's on Hulu, as we said, folks. You're not gonna find it anywhere else, because it is a Hulu production. So there you go. What are you gonna rate Blood Moon from the Into the Dark series on Hulu?
Is 5 a full moon?
Full moon, yeah.
Then yeah, I'm gonna give it a full moon. Ow.
Okay. I think I'll give it 3/4. I've been pretty stingy with my full moons. No, I guess, I don't know. Maybe just as a general movie, I would give it 4 stars. But
yeah,
in comparison
I agree.
to some of the werewolf movies we've seen, I
Totally.
will give it a
Yeah.
full moon. As far
For
as
sure.
being
I
a
agree.
werewolf movie.
Yeah, I think like as a movie in general, definitely the 4. But like as a werewolf movie, like for this specifically, like definitely 5. It's like for sure one of the best ones I feel like that we've seen. So.
All right. Well, and I do want to say, and I don't know what order I'm going to play these in, if you'll have heard it yet, but contrast this movie with Wolf Children, which is also about a single mom. She's raising 2 werewolf children who are born werewolves. She's far more successful in keeping everybody safe and raising healthy children.
Oh my goodness.
That's that one's an anime. Eric McEver is my guest on that episode.
Yay!
And it's on Crunchyroll.
Oh, I'm so glad Eric's going to be back on the show.
Or was already back on the show, depending on what I play.
Yeah, totally.
All right, that's going to do it for today. Come back again tomorrow for another werewolf movie. Until then, I have been Precious D.
And I've been Honey Bee.
Remember to keep calm and take shelter in basements.
And please don't misuse science.
We won't see you, but you will hear us next time on Monster Movie Fun Time Go. You've been listening to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. If you enjoyed the show, please rate and review us on your podcasting platform of choice. Our theme song is by the Texacato folk rock punk featuring Lita Lopez. You can support the show, find links to our social media, and even leave us a voice message at anchor.fm/MMFTG.
Fun time go!